Hey, Podnutzians. Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode 537. My name is DoorToDoorGeek. Mark is busy. This is one of those weeks in the summertime, really bad. Many school things going on uh, with his kids. So right now he is away. So we're going to do another solo show. This show is brought to you by Edget on Twitter, PEDGETTE, Paul Edget, for his patronage, for his ongoing Patreon pledge. He has been an active Patreon guy since, wow, October 2nd, 2015. Thank you very much for all the support. And while I once again forget to mute my phone is now muted. Hope everyone had a really good week. Hope everyone's feeling good, looking good, having a good time. And once again, if you would like to support this show, do not forget you can just go to patreon.com/Android App Addicts. I'm still looking at what kind of things have to happen in order to have a single Patreon, bring everything down to one Patreon. Does not look easy, does not look fun. It literally might be the kind of thing where I literally have to go through each Patreon, send everybody a handcrafted message, if you will, or else there's no guarantee they're going to see it. At least when I send them a private message, they'll get an email saying there's a new message there. Or if I just post something, it's much easier for them not to see. And then slowly ask people to move over, transfer over, and then get everything done. I'm going to look more into that. I'm going to reach out again to Patreon. I haven't reached out for them for like 2 or 3 months, see if there's any better information on it. I will say, um, I'm not the low hanging fruit on their support. They want the young hip kids just starting out to join them. They don't want the old crufty people with audiences that won't go into the 200,000 mark kind of thing on their network. So I'm not a priority for them. I'm still going to give it a shot though. Still going to try, see if I can get any positive feedback. This week we already had Google I/O happen. Um, I will say extremely non-spectacular Google I/O. Nothing whatsoever was announced I saw that was really worth anything to be talked about, except they did release for official the 3A and the XL 3A Pixel devices, which I will stick with exactly what I said last week. For someone like me, absolutely never. I will never buy those devices. It's complete and utter berserker level ripoff. Not worth any of it. It may be worth about half the price for someone like me, 220, maybe 240, no more than that, because I'm not a camera person. Where if I was an extreme camera file, I'll call it, or I had an extreme desire for pictures, a great number of pictures, I actually might think about it. I actually might think about it actually quite intently. But that was really all of the news out of this Google I/O. Everything else was very light, is what I'll say about the Google Home Nest Hub, whatever. It's a horrible name. I'll say that. The Nest Home Hub, 10-inch screen with a camera on it. I will say, I don't understand who would buy that, but obviously I'm not their target audience. But again, they did have a little bit more news. No real groundbreaking Stadia news, which I will say I'm moderately disappointed in. I was really hoping we would get some at least teasings about what Stadia would be. What would be some of the more hardware centric things around it, like preferred devices kind of thing. Might be nice, but no, there was nothing about that. There was a little bit of Google Fuchsia talk, extremely vague, extremely light, basically just saying, don't think about it as being a phone operating system. Think about it much more than that, much different than that. Like literally completely alternate type of hardware solutions. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind is stuff like refrigerators or, stuff like that. Picture frames. I don't know what else they could be thinking about for it, but they keep saying thinking about different things. To me, nothing else mentioned at Google I/O was groundbreaking, inventive, unique, anything whatsoever. Again, if you want to come out Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can hang out with us while we do the live show. Interact with this on one of two platforms, is what I'll say. You can either go podnuts.com/android-app-addicts-live, or just go to Podnutz, click live, Android App Addicts. There you will see the YouTube video that you can watch live, and beneath it is a embedded IRC chat or you could simply just follow us on something like Twitter or Patreon, and you'll get a link where you can go to the YouTube link. There is a YouTube chat there that I also try to pay attention to. But it's each and every Thursday night is the goal. 9 p.m. Eastern time is the other goal. Before I forget, until the very end of the show, which everyone who has ever watched this show should know. Even if I think about something right before the show starts, I'll still forget. Right here, I have a Google Home Mini in the box, still in the box. If you would like a free Google Home Mini, don't hesitate. Shoot us an email, aaa@podnutz.com. Send us an email about anything, and you will automatically be entered in uh, to win a Google Home Mini. I'm going to say I'm going to want the giveaway to happen. I'm going to shoot and say on the 30th, which is still 3 full weeks from tonight. We might go a touch longer than that, I'll say, because I know we have a holiday weekend there, my birthday weekend, my son's birthday, and a bunch of stuff happening here in the next 3 weeks. So it's going to be busy. So if you would like a Google Home Mini for free, don't hesitate. Shoot me an email, aaa@podnutz.com. And speaking of email, I actually do have a couple pieces of email. I can't believe I actually remembered them is what I'll say. First one is honestly an email from Mark. Uh, Mark always, I think he has fun. He tries to ping me with these questions that I consider to be off the wall. He considers I'm thinking pretty normal, standard. I don't know if I have the correct answer for him, so I want to ask everyone out there. It's actually a two-part question. Okay. And the email goes like this. Hey man, spare time project for you. I have an old Nexus S laying around that I want to see if I can use as a metronome for my church drummer. I need something that can save tempo playlist each week. This phone is so old it's running Gingerbread 2.3.4 and it can't even access Google Play Store. Can you find me a sideload APK that I can run on this ancient OS or a alternate ROM that will bring this device up to a quasi modern age? Might be an interesting project to throw out to the community. I will say the Nexus, I first literally 3 times I've read that completely wrong. I swore it said Nexus 5. So I was definitely looking at the wrong device. Nexus S came out December 2020. So it's literally almost 10 years old. We'll say 9 years old just because it's a round number. That's not a round number. Um, so a 9-year-old device, can he get a app on it that can do metronome playlist? Okay, first off, we can upgrade the OS. There's no doubt. We can find more modern ROMs out there. That's not the complex part as far as I'm concerned, because I know I can find that with 5 minutes of looking. The question is how easy is it going to be to put the ROM on the device? And Mark's a competent fellow. I don't think he'll have problems with that either. But a metronome app that can save stuff as a playlist completely blew my mind. I never even thought something could be possible because I didn't think of it as music. I thought of it as I want to practice doing my music, my craft. Let me set this metronome app on my phone, and then let me sit here in my empty house or empty studio or whatever and practice. That's what I took a metronome as, not as something that they would have in a live ongoing event kind of thing. So that literally blew my mind. I will say I was unfortunately able to find at least 2 or 3 apps on iOS that blatantly said they could do tempos and they could blatantly save playlist. I could not really find any one on Android that looked super promising. I believe there was one I found that I have bookmarked someplace that looked maybe acceptable, but I need people out there, if you know more than me, um, what is the great answer we can give this guy? Because he needs a good answer. He's Mark. So a tempo app that can save a playlist. Don't worry about where the app come from's APK. I guarantee you, if we can find a name for it, I can get an APA and I can get it installed on his device with no issue. But I don't know. So if you have an answer to that, Don't forget to shoot us an email, aaa@podnutz.com. And when you, send that email in with a possible answer, your name will automatically be entered to get a Google Home Mini completely for free if your name is selected from the list. Uh, Now, this is the kind of thing that could have been really interesting at Google I/O, but I do not believe this was announced at Google I/O. I got a link to it on CNBC of all places, is what I'll say. And it's basically the Nike app, the shoe brand. The Nike app will soon be able to scan your foot and tell you your shoe size. I will say I have heard, and it was one of those like urban legend things. I never know if it's actually true or not. That a huge percentage of people suffer from leg pain, foot pain, shin pain, knee injuries, back pain, blah 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 blah. All these things, all because we are wearing the wrong size shaped shoe. I'm not going to say it's not right. I will say it sounds plausible, sounds possible to me. I know whenever I go to get shoes, I never know what size to say I am because I never know how the shoes are going to be cut. We've all experienced it. You go to one shoe and you're a 9.5. You go to a different shoe and you're over 10. So you really don't know what size you are only for that one particular brand of shoe. So this to me is very interesting. The gist of it is we've all seen apps that at least claim that you can point them at things or spaces or gaps and they can tell you distances. Well, the logic is that you basically will be able to point this app down at your feet and it will basically help you identify what size shoe you wear. And I'm sure if you like if you need a phone with if you need a shoe with extra width or something, it will also suggest that. I'm not going to lie whatsoever. I find this incredibly interesting and dare I say dang near desirable. I would love to be able to simply, point this at my at my feet, then walk into the store with utter confidence and get the exact right shoe size. I'm the kind of guy, I don't like browsing. I don't like trying things on. If I can walk in a store and just say, point and say, give me them in a 10, bang. And I know they're going to fit. I don't even have to try them on. Here's my card. Take my money. Buy. Hope I don't have to see you again for 3 years. Thanks for the shoes. Cause that's, just how I am when I shop. I don't want to sit around and chit chat, kind of thing. So this is the kind of thing I honestly hope it happens. Um, I would like to say that other people might pick up on this or a universal app where you scan your foot and then it tells you, well, in Nike, you're a 10, but in this other brand, you're only a 9.5. I mean, that would also be a huge plus. But if Nike's the first to do it and they're the ones that are out there, I'll accept them doing it. I'll take it as long as I get more accurate shoe sizes. And I'm going to pause talking to the recorded listener. You'll notice nothing. Okay, I'm going to make sure there's a link in the notes. The link in the notes will be to what looks like a podcast from Run Jump Stomp, which if you've listened to me for any length of time, you've heard me say his name before, or his show before, or his brand before. Uh, Run Jump Stomp does a couple podcasts. He does Stadia Cast. He does Run Jump Stomp, and he does Switch Craft. All of them about video games, Nintendo, Google Stadia, stuff like that. He does an interview with the developer for OTTDG. which stands for over the top tower defense. Um, I will say I'm not a crazy fan, and I didn't mean to imply he was crazy, but it did come off like that. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm not a crazy fan of tower defense games, is what I'm going to say. Um, he interviewed this guy. Whenever I hear the backstory to someone's, coming of age, coming into their own, figuring out what they're going to do, figuring out how they're going to do stuff, and then they figure out, hey, this is what I like doing. I like making video games, and then hearing, some of their failings that they had, some of the failings that they had happen to them. Um, it makes me want to play stuff at least a little bit more, is what I'm going to say. Um, looks like it is episode 335 of Switchcraft. Honestly, to me, it's just a good interview, a good like sit down talking with the guy. But now on to the game, and I will say I was honestly at least a little bit proud of myself. Last week, I don't believe there was a single game on the entire episode. Not sure now that I said that out loud. But this is a over the top tower defense game. So this is a tower defense game which we've all seen before, but this does have different elements, like quote unquote stacked on top of it. This does do RPG type upgrades and stats and leveling up behind it, is what I'm going to say. Where there's a lot of RTS games that have at least little bits of upgrades and little bits of leveling up. This game, though, I will say it is a major part of the game where if you level up smartly, is what I'm going to say, you will be able to kick a lot of butt. Where if you do not upgrade intelligently, you're going to have a really hard time for at least a level or two. Um, this is a really good looking, clean game. It says it's available May 22nd. Well, I'm not a time traveler, and it's not May 22nd. So maybe there was more stuff coming out available May 22nd. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna guess. I will say if you did catch it the first day it was out, it was only like $1. So maybe you want to add to your wish list because right now OTTTD, over the top TD, by SMG Studio, is an action game. T for Teen does have in-app purchase right now, $6.99. So I definitely encourage people, if you're a fan of tower defense game and you can't wait, go ahead and buy it. But if you can wait, add it to your wish list. I guarantee you it's going to be on sale again. Already has 2,809 reviews, 4.4 average reviews. So I'm going to say up updated September 5th, 2014. I don't understand how that's maybe it just came out on the Switch is what I'm gonna guess. Um, size 27 megs, 10,000 plus installs, current version 1.27. You only need Android 2.3 and up. So I'm gonna say this has been out this long on Android and now is only out on Switch, is what I'm gonna say. Why I was a little bit confused listening to that show. Um, I will just say if you enjoy tower defense games, I will have no problem saying this will be up by the topish tierish in quality of gameplay, and it actually was a little bit deep when it came to leveling up, what to level up, when to level up, how to level up. Besides the normal tower defense, how do you lay your stuff out? Where do you lay your stuff out at? Just as important. Um, next, let's do another email. Next email is going to be literally just an email that just says, "This looks cool," which I will say it's a good way to get my attention. And what it is, it's a Reddit post on Android Afterlife, which I will say reddit.com/r/Android Afterlife. I have seen some really good projects on that subreddit. I really do encourage you, if you are at all on Reddit, that might be a really cool one to check out. Right now, it says that there's 5,100 members on it. Um, this is basically a Nexus 7 quote unquote smart hub. Okay. I need everybody to stop Slow down a second, okay? Let's try to do some mental listings of what makes like the Nest Home Hub a home hub versus taking a tablet, putting it on its side, and putting it in a stand. What would make that not a hub, but the Google Nest Home Hub a hub? Okay, let's stop for a couple seconds. And let's first admit, yes, yes, there will be differences. Okay, we ain't dumb. Okay, like one of the things they did show up on Google I/O, which honestly, creepy, yeah, creepy, but cool, is you walk by your Google Nest Home Hub, horrible name. You walk by that and it sees you out of its 127 degree of viewing, which why can't you just make it 130? Are you that incompetent? 127? I don't understand. Okay. If you walk by that 127 degree where it can see you and it recognizes you, it can basically put up on the screen and say, "Hey, you have some messages here, or you have this waiting for you, or this is of your interest," kind of thing. Um, where this by default tablet will not have that kind of stuff baked in. Now, the day Google announced this, aka today, as being a thing, you know that there are independent app developers looking for some kind of way to implement this on their own to where you can again bring your old tablet up to the modern standards of a home hub. Um, but this doesn't have that. I'm sure there's other features that this Nexus 7 will not have, but I can tell you right now, you take a Nexus 7, leave it plugged in the whole time is essentially it. You leave it plugged in the whole time, and you craft the home launcher in the right way. There's no doubt you can get a crap ton of functionality out of this thing. And then you can take it even one step further if you want. You can literally Bluetooth sync it with some speaker or your home stereo system or something else like that. And then you can literally have it play music or entertain you or play podcasts if you want, kind of thing, or hook up to like Spotify. And just like the Google Nest Home Hub Max, whatever, you can show stuff like weather. You can show stuff like calendar appointments. You can show stuff like events coming up, whether they be holiday or anything like that. You could show a news feed. You could show a lot of stuff. So I can tell you right now, you take an old tablet, you put it in a little case, have it constantly plugged up to the wall. You can get a large amount of that functionality without spending the money on a Google Hub Home Max 10-inch thing. Now, and look at the price difference. There's no doubt you can go on eBay. I will say podnutz.com/eBay still works, and we are still getting some kickbacks from that. If you go on eBay, look for a Nexus 7, I'm pretty sure you can get a usable Nexus 7 for, let's just say on the high end, $40. Okay. And then you go take a look at these like Lenovo Google Assistant screen devices or the Nest branded ones. You pay over $100 each and every time. And then you got to ask yourself, is it really twice as good as just taking a lower end tablet and putting it on its side? I don't know. That's the kind of thing you guys have to make your own judgment call on. But this looks quite functional. He basically just goes through and says he put a launcher on with a black background, used full e immersion app to hide the nav and status bar buttons. Screen is set to always on. Um, Looking at a way to control it so he doesn't get screen burn in. Home screen is a time, weather, and Spotify widget. Second page is Google Notes, so you can swipe left or swipe right to go to your second screen. Also, IP camera is running in the background. I don't think I will add Google a assistant to this. The mic is trash. I have a battery charger app set to 4080, which is it will basically keep the battery no lower than 40, no higher than 80. So once the battery drops below 40, it kicks in. Once it goes above 80, it stops charging. That's actually quite genius is what I'm gonna say, make it last a lot longer. Um, so yeah, you can take an old tablet, turn it into a home type device is what I'm gonna say. Very interesting. Thank you very much for the email, Kevin. Next I'm gonna bring it's an app, but the dirty secret is, and I keep forgetting to put the links in the public facing chats, which is not good. Um, this next app isn't an app. Even though it is an app, it's actually a suite of applications. Okay. It's actually a suite of 4 applications. And if you take a look at the screenshot, you can see uh, they have 4 of them there. This is called Librem One by Purism SPC Communications, 15 reviews, E for everyone, completely free to download, completely free to install, no in app ads, no in app purchases. Okay. Here's the thing it's not really completely free is what I gathered. Um, Librem has for about 2.5 years now attempted to put out what I can classify as more free hardware. Okay. It's not free hardware. It's not open hardware. It's not open source hardware. It's not FSF certified open hardware. That is like the extreme openness where you can literally examine every single piece of code running on that device. They do not do that. They cannot do that. Okay. None of their stuff is that open. They get really close and they do really decent hardware. Their laptops, I want to say, over $2,000. Door is never going to spend $2,000 on a laptop. I could win a Mega Millions pot tomorrow. I'm still not buying a $2,000 laptop. Librem One is a suite of applications that you have to sign up for, I believe, each one to have the actual service. It's like a suite. It's like an online suite of applications you can use that are definitely and absolutely more focused on freedom than many, many apps that are out there. Okay. Now, if you're at all aware of the news cycle, the news things, they did catch some flack. They definitely caught some flack right after launch. I want to say it was Librem Chat was the one that I saw. There was a couple trackers in it. Trackers are applications that report data back to servers. One of the unfortunate thing is if you don't build your application completely from scratch and you use other people's frameworks or other people's plugins or other people's libraries, you also have with them their stuff in your application. So there's a couple of trackers loaded on the default application. I want to say it was the chat application that would call back to, I want to say it was 2 or 3 different tracker services. Among them, one of them was a Google tracker. I can't remember what the other ones were. Long story short, it's okay, especially for a newer company to me, trying to do these kind of things, making mistakes. And I don't want to say, you know, move fast, fail hard, ask for forgiveness like Facebook. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if this really is this company's first endeavor to do this kind of thing, and they don't have billions of dollars in the bank, which they don't, it's expected to have stumbling blocks happen. The real question isn't if those stumbling blocks happen. The real question is, what do they do about it? Okay. I want to say it was less than 30 hours after it was first found that they had these trackers in their applications. All applications were patched, updated, and fixed and pushed with all trackers removed. The only tracker that was left in, they did say was a tracker they were going to look at removing. It was not a Google tracker. It was not one of those kinds of trackers. It was definitely less bad, is what I'm going to say. So if you crave privacy, if you crave the ability to have a little bit more faith, a little bit more belief that your device is not communicating with things you do not want it to. The people behind this are not Moxie Marlinspike. If you don't know who Moxie Marlinspike is, pause the show or just unsubscribe and Google him. Moxie Marlinspike. Stud, superstar, programmer, anything. He's the closest thing I can say to a modern day freedom fighter, which makes it sound like he fights freedom. So maybe he's a anti-freedom fighter, which just confuses me. Um, but these guys are good. There's no doubting about it. There's no doubt looking at what these guys are doing, they're trying to move the market. Okay, they're coming out the Linux phone here sooner than later. They claim it's going to be safe. I can tell you right now, it's not. It's using, from what I can tell, closed source binary video drivers, binary blobs for video, which means they don't even know what code is running inside those blobs. They're taking it on faith. So they cannot actually, with any assurity, actually guarantee anyone of any actual security on the device. All they can say is it seems like it's secure, but it will be running Linux, so it could be really cool. But if you're right now on Android and you want some semblance of privacy, some semblance of security, I honestly encourage you to check out these apps. I don't have the price off the top of my head how much each one of these apps costs, but the one is called Librem One. Librem One, think of it as the hub, think of it as the portal, think of it as the launching pad. The next app is Librem Mail. Librem Mail does encrypt all of your email, of course, does have the ability to use multiple accounts, is completely open sourced at source.purism Liberty Mail Android. And it's a fork of Canine Mail. Um, those of us who are open source aware, we used Canine Mail for a long time, a really long time. They kept having security issues. They kept having little patches that they just couldn't keep up with. So most of us had to basically just give up on Canine Mail because it was giving up on us. So the fact that they forked it, to me is honestly a good thing. They're starting with what I consider to be a good base and just making it better. Librem Mail, same company, communications, T for teen, completely free to download, completely free to install, 15 reviews, 4.0 average reviews, updated April 9th, 2019, size 4.8 megs, 500 plus installs, current version 010. Um, Next app is called Librem Social. I will admit this is the one that really did confuse me. So it's a federated social networking app customized for Librem One Services. What I had a hard time finding out, at least initially, was does this just use its own basically closed network to where you can only communicate with other people on this same network? And it looks like it's a fork of what's called Tusky app, Tusky app. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Don't know good, bad, or indifferent. Again, all the code is completely open sourced. You can go download them. Supports hashtags, emojis, following friends, posting messages, image, and videos. View post on your timeline, other people's timeline. Federated, which basically means we should be able to stand up our own if you would like, kind of thing. I do believe this one comes at a cost as well. Last app here is a Librem Chat. Um, if you want to have private communications between two parties, you can use Signal. Signal's the one that I really do have faith in. Its code's been audited many times and it just passes. This could become something really great. Uh, Librem Chat, T for Teen, 22 reviews, free, no app ads, no app purchases, 3.8 average reviews, updated May 6, 2019, 34 megs in size, 1,000 plus installs. Current version 0.1.4 requires 4.1 and up. Again, the main gateway app is called Librem One. Okay, looks like Librem One on the low end. Yeah, you get, and there's an app I missed. I missed an app. I'm upset I did that. So we're going to do this right. Librem One is the porthole. There's 5 apps: Librem Mail, Librem Social, Librem Chat, and I don't know why I did not catch the last one. So we're gonna click here because I need, yeah, there you go. The last one to me is the most interesting one, the one with the most possibility, the one that actually might be worth paying for is what I'm gonna say. Librem Tunnel. If anyone in the nerd ecosystem hears the word tunnel, you know what's coming. Librem Tunnel is a way to protect your privacy with a secure connection to a VPN tunnel, uh, optimized for One service. Encrypt your network traffic, hide your IP address, high speeds, unlimited bandwidth up to 5 devices. I will say all modern day VPN services basically say high bandwidth, unlimited bandwidth, and at least a couple devices. So they're at least on par with all that. It says, surf freely from any location in the world. Okay, not any location in the world. Nodes that they have allocated as exit points. You're not going to be able to pick anywhere in the world. Okay, let's because timeout and let's lower that expectation. You have many exit points around the world. No traffic logs. That's a huge plus. That means even if a government or institution requires them to give records, there are none to give. So no logs to give if there is no traffic logs. Free and open source fork of OpenVPN, which to me is a very mixed thing. I have no problem being honest when I say that. It's a very mixed thing, them saying it's a fork of OpenVPN. There is nothing that is more trusted. There is nothing that I know of that is more code tested. There is nothing I know that has been held to higher standards in auditing and everything else as OpenVPN. So to fork from something like that is a very good thing. But they have to be very diligent about keeping this thing up to date, about constant bringing in code from OpenVPN, merging it with their own, and then releasing new products. Thus, you should see near forever updates and ongoing updates with this Librem Tunnel, which, if you do get constant, frequent, ongoing updates, to me, I feel much better about paying a price. Librem Social, I don't know if I'm comfortable about paying a price. Librem Mail, I don't know if I'm comfortable about paying a price. Librem Chat, I'm not sure I feel comfortable about paying a price. Librem VPN, okay, okay. I think you got me. I think I'm okay with paying a price for that. Is what I'm going to say. Um, Looks like Librem One will definitely have a link here in the notes to this doc. This is at their, again, Purism website. Um, okay. Librem One is a subscription service. Let's zoom this thing up. Librem One is a subscription service using open standards and free software, and is available at $7.99 a month, or 71 basically $72 a year for the four services, all of the services. Um, it does offer a basic tier with encrypted chat and public social for a pick your own price from $5.99 a month. Uh, Librem One bundles popular convenient services into a single to use account, with more services to be added over time. So $8 a month, or just about $72 a year. I will say, in the world of computing, that might seem like a slightly high price, but I can tell you, in the realm of open source, there is there is unfortunately a price on open source. There is a tax on capital F freedom, that basically we have to pay when we want to not have a company sell our data, when we want to not have a company data mine everything we do, when we do not want a company to constantly have profiles designed for us to shove ads or content or algorithms or other things down our throat. Okay. You either have to pay them in your data, you have to pay them in your invested time, you have to pay them in seeing ads, or you have to pay them with money. Okay. One way or another, the company behind these products have to make money to survive. I mean, trust me, if I could go to work and work for the joy of working and not get paid and come home and still be able to give my wife things, still be able to give my kids things, still be able to have, electricity and running water, I would honestly be okay with that. But I need money to live, just like you guys need money to live. So I will say 7.99 might be okay. If you really do crave your own control over your own data, if you really do desire not selling all of your information for free to another company to monetize, for another company to make ad profiles about you, I, I'm I'm asking everyone to at least entertain the offer, entertain the idea. I'm not saying you got to do it, but I will say it's the kind of thing, one way or another, these companies are going to make their money. Uh, this next one I'm going to bring, I'm really just going to bring because of the name. How can I pass up an app called Cosmic Juju? I didn't think so. Nobody has an answer for me. Cosmic Juju is what I will consider to be maybe one of the best names of any app I've ever heard in my life. Okay, Cosmic Juju by Joy Undiluted, if I'm not mistaken. Health and Fitness, one whopping one review. T for teen, completely free, no in-app ads, no in-app purchases, 5.0 reviews. That means his best friend downloaded it, the developer. Cool. Um, Updated April 12th, 2019, 16 megs in size, 100 plus installs, current version 2.44, requires 4.1 and up. Okay. Best way I can put it is we all need outs. We all need people to communicate with. Once in a while, sometime we need people to talk to. Sometimes you want to talk to people who will not have preconceived notions about you. Sometimes you want to talk with people that won't that you won't come back to say things about you or to other people that kind of thing. Um, what this app allows you to do is it basically just lets you have your own, sorry for using the words, but it's your own safe space where you can share how you're feeling with the greater world. You might not want to share it on Facebook unless, of course, you're looking for attention, uh, or you really need certain people to hear you. Sometimes people want to say things that we really don't want people we know on a first name basis to know everything about us. So that's what I take this app as. You go, you log in, and you basically vent. You talk about the good and the bad, the difference. They are going to offer a ability to connect with cosmic juju guides, holistic coaches, healers. That word worries me a little bit. Health and wellness practitioners, yoga in instructors, fitness coaches, etc. Okay, the healing thing worries me a hell of a lot. If you want to get healed, you go see a doctor. If you want to get healed, go see a doctor. If you need healing, go see a doctor, not an application, because all you're going to get out of there is essential oils. There was a time when we used to believe sickness was passed around because of bad smells. No, really, we did. I think the same kind of mental thing is going on when people think essential oils are going to heal them. Just between you and me. And if you think I'm wrong, send me an email at aaa@podnutz.com and you'll be entered in to win a Google Home Mini. Isn't that good? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Next app I'm going to bring is actually reminiscent of something very old that I brought years ago. I want to say at least 3 years ago. And it's by Cariosoft. Ltd. These guys have put out games for a very long time. This is called Social Dev Story, 362 reviews, E for everyone's. Does contain in-app ads, does contain in-app purchases, completely free to download and install. For 3.6 average reviews, updated May 8th, 2019, size 47 megs in size, 10,000 plus installs. Current version 2.1.9 requires Android 4.1 and up, so that's fine. This is a application where you have to open your own studio and you have to develop your own social game. So you have to figure out what are the hooks to get people addicted to your game so you can keep making more money. You know, kind of like the real games out there on the social network. Um, this has a very cutesy, anime-ish kind of 16-bit style behind it. If you at all liked like simulation games of owning companies and developing things, this is actually really cool. Like for instance, you can combine a dating sim with an awkward boy, and what you get is a rare item out of it because usually it's a girl. Is the logic. Um, so you know, your goal is basically to take your company and aim for millions of downloads and make millions of dollars. I'm sure if the game is accurate at all, you will also make it to the point to where you can have loot boxes in it or microtransactions because that's how games really do make their money these days. Um, I definitely encourage people at least check this game out. Completely free to download. Social Dev Story. Uh, look. I know it's dumb. I know it's pointless, but I also will tell you it's also fun. But if you really do crave dumb and pointless, then boy, do I have something else for you here. Especially if everything didn't just lock up and now looks like it's working fine. There you go. My IRC is taking its time. This I had to just because of the name. Tesla versus Lovecraft. By 10 Tons Ltd. Action, 44 reviews. T for Teen does have in-app purchases, no in-app ads. $9.99 to buy. 4.5 average reviews. Eligible for family plan. I hope so. Updated May 2nd, 2019, 22 megs in size, 500 plus installs. Current version 1.5.0. All you need is 4.4 Android and up. To have 500 plus installs for a $9.99 games tells me one of two things. This thing was on a deep discount, or these are some really dedicated fans. Um, I mean, realistically, how can you go wrong with Tesla versus Lovecraft? Lovecraft, like whole demonic creature stuff going on, and then imagine defeating these demonic type creatures with weapons created by Nikola Tesla. I mean, the guy supposedly had a death ray getting ready to be made. I mean, how can you beat that? And I gotta say, it has a video for it in the store. I really do encourage you to watch the video for the store. Yeah, Tesla has a mech. I mean, how can you go wrong with a mech? Yeah, this is the kind of thing I really do encourage people. Put it on your wish list. Wait till you get some of that Google opinion reward money, or and wait for it to come on sale. I guarantee you download this, you install it, you will have some fun. It's Tesla and Lovecraft. I mean, I literally can't make it any more clear than that. It's just good game. I have many more here. This next one I'm really mentioning because I already brought this before, but I'm bringing it again. And I'm going to first start with a little story because I have to. It all started one day. I went to see my grandfather. Went into his house, very modest little house. He's laying on a cot, and he told me that he was really proud of me. He was proud of what I was doing. And then he gave me a note, and he told me, "Hold on to that note. You know, when you feel really depressed, and you feel like, there's nothing else for you to do in life, open up that letter. And it was all a video game. And then in the video game, I zoomed in. I was working for JUJU company, really tyrant of a company. And then and the guy behind me in the game was like dead, sitting in his cube. The company doesn't care. They're a heartless company. And then I opened up that letter that my grandpa in the video game gave me, and he gifted me a farm. Oh, he gifted me a farm so I could go and start my life over again. Thus, the game Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a farming simulator that's just much more than a farming simulator, made by one guy, Concerned Ape. It's the kind of game I really do encourage people if you need a break from shooting people in the face, or you need a break from 100-player battle royal games, or you need a break from a game that really does cause stress. And you know what I mean? If you need a game that literally can help cause rest and peace, I will say this guy, Brad Abrams, released this app. He had to take it down, and now I'm bringing it back again because it's a literal different URL. Because it used to be called Stardew Valley Tracker. Google didn't like the fact he had Stardew Valley in the title like that. So he's renamed this app Valley Tracker. Again, Brad Abrams, entertainment, 26 reviews, E for everyone, completely free to download, no in-app ads. He's not taking your data. He's not selling your data. He's not doing anything. I did ask him on Reddit, can you please put a place in for people to at least donate? Because you really got to go out of your way to give people a path if they want to support you for what you've done. And the real reason I said that was because I've tested at least 20 to 30 Stardew Valley apps out there. Half of them, or maybe a little bit more, are just scummy apps that scrape web pages and then have ads all over it to try to make some kind of profit on it. Um, the other half are, pretty polished, popular, good looking apps that are actually really functional. Um, this guy's app is unbelievably simple looking and incredibly useful for Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is the kind of game where once you start playing it, then you realize there's a little bit more things you need to do. I mean, how many games have you had to pause the game and do something outside the game, whether it be write something down, whether it be compile a list, whether it be, write something down, read something that you wrote down, figure out some math, something like that. That's what Stardew Valley really does encourage you to do. It encourages you to literally sit down and digest the game and figure things out and write things down. Literally plan for things. You know what I mean? Schedule things, kind of thing. And this app makes it incredibly easy to do a lot of those things. Um, Basically, you can go through the entire year on Stardew Valley or more, and you can literally plan stuff out. So when you sit down to play the game, you can literally, as the days pass in the app, click a button, you'll go to the next day and you can see, oh, this is the day I should have enough money to buy this. This is the day when I should plant this. This is the day when I should pick this. This is the day when this should happen. This is the day I got to go buy this thing down at this special gift shop. All these things that you can schedule. And this guy's app makes it really easy. It also has built into it a villager factoid. So you can basically, at the drop of a dime, know, oh, Abigail likes amethyst. Don't ask why. Let me just tell you right now. Don't ask why. Okay. She loves amethyst. Let's just go with that. You'll also see that Shane loves beer. Shane, I understand you. Or like Linus loves spring onions. And I believe he loves coconuts too. But if I had the app loaded right now, I would know for sure. So I definitely encourage you, if you would like to have a game that has much less stress in it, I definitely encourage you to check out Stardew Valley. I've had basically in the last, let's say 3 months, I might have had 4 hours in the last 3 months to actually sit down and play games. Almost half that time playing games have been Stardew Valley. So if I take a look at my last 90 days on my Switch, I want to say I've had 3 hours or 4 hours of gameplay almost all of it was Stardew Valley, because I think it's that fun. You also have a bundle tracker built into the app. So bundles, long story short, completionist. You get these things, you get enough of them, you make these bundles, you get gifted things in return. Who doesn't like gifts? I do. Um, Also, I'll say Stardew Valley does have multiplayer mode. I believe on basically every platform. If you out there would like to play Stardew Valley, AAA at podnutz.com, we can play, and you'll be entered in to get this free Google Home Mini. Yeah, I'm going to say that as many times as I can. I want to thank Brad Abrams. He is on Reddit, so quite literally, if you download this app and you want to communicate with him, do not hesitate. Ping me, and I can definitely get you in touch with him. Seemed like a really nice guy. Um, we're going to now get just a quite bit particular because I still got like 5 apps. This is technically not a game, but it is game related. But it's not video game related per se. This is more physical game related. This is RPG Generator by Dungeon Dev Entertainment. 109 reviews. E for everyone. Does contain ads. Completely free to download. No in-app purchases. 4.2 average reviews. Updated March 28th, 2019. 4.2 megs in size. That's teeny. 10,000 plus installs. Version 1.1.5 requires 4.4 Android and up. That's easy. Again, E for everyone, because all this basically is, this is a generator for things involved in D&D type universes, where you can simply load the app and say, I would like to generate a NPC, a non-player character. And then it will go through all the stats, all the names, all the history, everything you need to know about that NPC. Or you can generate towns, quest, items, dungeons, miscellaneous encounters, miscellaneous. That's quite miscellaneous. Um, so honestly, I think this is really cool. If you need help in just generating, as I nice way I consider it, fodder for these D&D type adventures, it sometimes can become a little bit laborious. I'm sorry for using that word. It can become quite like um um boring to keep doing this task over and over again and creating this entire ecosystem out of your own head. Having these kind of tools to help you generate this kind of content, I have to believe, simplifies the process. um we did have a little bit of D&D gaming going on with the guys at the Makers. So I'll say again, if you are really interested in D&D, I definitely encourage you, send an email, aa@podnutz.com, and we can get you guys in touch with them, and maybe we can get some other gaming going on. So apparently I did bookmark Over the Top TD twice. Ah, I see what I did there. Okay. Okay, this is an app I am like obligated by contract to bring, and I'm sorry it's late in the show. Um, this is called Envision AI. I have heard this on more than a couple podcasts. I was aware of this, but not how well it works. What I'm going to say, Envision AI by Envision Technology BV productivity app. 658 reviews. E for everyone. Completely free to download. No in-app ads. Does have in-app purchases, which I'm confused by. 4.2 average reviews. Updated May 9th, 2019, 21 megs in size, 10,000 plus installs. Current version 0.8.3. You need 5.0 Android and up. In-app purchases are between 99 cents and $199. I really hope these in-app purchases are nothing more than ways to like thank the company for doing things. Um, I don't know, is what I'm going to say. Slightly worried, but I will say what this app allows you to do, it basically helps people with visual impairment to identify things around them. Period. Okay. Period. This is literally a blind person's eyes. They can point it at things and it will say Yingling or bike or, you know, Tesla or mouse or number two pencil kind of thing or $5 bill or it can do OCR as well. This is the kind of technology we need ubiquitous and everywhere. Uh, Literally, this is the kind of technology we need everywhere on all kinds of devices. Um, it's really awesome. They have a example video in the Play Store where the guy basically says the thing that he's most impressed with is its ability to do like OCR and read text. You can literally like point it at the side of a building or at a product box, and it will literally tell you the information that it sees on its screen. Um, Being a person who I believe has macular degeneration, I believe the first time I was mentioned macular degeneration, I was about 9 years old. Uh, the only question is how bad my eyes are going to get and how quickly that's going to happen. I'm really happy when I see technology like this coming around because it makes me believe that if my macular degeneration gets bad, I'll at least have something out there that can at least help me to make my life not as bad as it possibly could be, is what I'm gonna say. And that was Envision AI. Uh, and that's the last one I'm gonna bring. Okay. So here are the links we have for the show. No link for the Google I/O stuff because it was basically boring. Then we have Nike app taking your shoe size. Then we have interview with SMG Studios about OTTTD. Then we have OTTTD over the top TD. Librem One, Librem Mail, Librem Social, Librem Chat, Librem Tunnel. Then a link to the Librem One website with pricing and everything on it. Then we have Cosmic Juju, Social Dev Story, Tesla versus Lovecraft, Valley Tracker. Again, not Stardew Valley Tracker, just Valley Tracker, RPG Generator. And then we have Envision AI. I want to thank everyone for their support. I want to thank everyone for their emails. Thank everyone for looking out for me. I will say, as of right now, Kevin and Christian is in on the giveaway because they're the ones who sent me email. With that said, we're going to read the email now from Christian, Captain Zero. Um, and it's a podcast addict question, which I'm perfectly okay with getting. I'm that confident with using that application. It says, "Hey, Door, I figured you would know if this is possible to set a specific playback speed and volume for one podcast subscription. It always plays too fast and the volume is too low. All of the other podcasts I subscribe to are fine. It's just this one that's off and I have to diddle with the settings, only have to put them back after this episode is done kind of thing." Okay. This is why Podcast Addict to me is really good. Right now, let me switch over the camera. Even though you guys are not gonna be able to see this too good, the people who are watching will at least see something. Um, like here's the for instance, right now I'm listening to Sunday morning Linux review. Um, Hypothetically, I listen to all my shows at 4x. Um, Hypothetically, this show 4x is too fast, and I need to like slow it down because it's just too fast. I just can't take it. Well, all I got to do is on the play screen when I'm looking at the entire show, which I always have mine in large button mode, um, which I can never remember how to set back off default layout. Um, so when I'm in the default mode of looking at it, all I got to do is basically change the speed. Click the 4.0 on the top, change the speed. And they only change that speed for that one episode of or that one feed of all your feeds. So I could be listening to 500 different feeds. I have it my default set to 4. I come into this episode, I say turn it down to 3. After this episode, it's going to jump back up to 4. And then every time another one of these episodes come into my feed, it will automatically be back down to 3 again. No extra work, no extra fiddling, no extra nothing like that. It just works. And then the second thing is if you click the top 3 buttons in the corner, you get a menu, with some really good choices in there. One of the choices right there by the top, volume boost. If one show is off, same thing. You come in here and you basically click volume boost, and I believe it will only do that volume boost for this one show. Unless you go back into the general settings, your playback settings, and you say you want volume boost on all your shows, you'll only be changing on this one show. That's gold. Really quick, the other settings in there that I think are actually worthwhile are also at the top. It is skip silence and mono audio. uh, there are a couple really incompetent, I'll say, podcasters out there who, for some reason, um, want to have like each person on a different side of the audio. So one person's on the right, one person's on the left. That's really annoying. So you can click mono audio in here, and then everyone will come out both sides much easier. And then skip silence. I don't care if a podcaster says if I'm not listening at 1x and I skip silence, I'm not hearing it as the original author intended. I don't care. The original author's an idiot. If you purposely insert silence into your show and you're not like doing it to remember someone's death and you're just doing it because you're doing it, then I don't care. I'm not listening to silence. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So skip silence is always a good thing. So right now, Kevin and Christian are both in on the giveaway. And now let me just make sure that I go back. I click a star next to Christian's email, and Kevin already has a star next to his. So if you would like to be involved in the Google Home Mini giveaway, do not hesitate. AAA at podnutz.com, or you could even send us a voicemail. But I will tell you, if you do send us a voicemail and you want to be involved in the giveaway, you have to also send us an email, or else we have no idea how to contact you. Our voicemail number is 707 Podnut. Don't hesitate to shoot us an email, or if you want to, you can record audio using a sound recorder app on your phone, or you can go into your computer or Chromebook and go ahead and hit record, send us a file. We will definitely be thankful for any and all feedback that we get. I wish I could be a little bit more interactive in the chat. I wish I was better about dropping links in the chat, but when it's just me, I get distracted by shiny things. I definitely thank everyone for their support. I thank everyone for coming out. I thank everyone for subscribing on YouTube, and the guys who come out to watch the live YouTube stream. Thank you very much. Do not forget, if you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/Android App Addicts. And the number one thing I ask everyone is, do not forget, support those who support you. Thank you very much, everyone. And I will talk to everyone again in about a week. I forgot I got to do the pre-roll thingamy, which I suck at. Sorry, Swift, I'm slow. For some reason, it's hot down here. I mean, typically, once it goes above like 65 degrees, the family turns on the AC. And yet, for some reason, I come downstairs tonight, it's typically 10 degrees colder. It's dang near hot. Let me close something real quick. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you guys for coming out. I gotta now think right. Oh, I gotta first document all the apps. It's amazing to me that people that never talk and keep leaving. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand that either, Swift. Um, I understand people. Well, I'll say this: the only time I've ever clicked a live stream and then left was when I didn't realize it was a live stream. A huge percentage of the thing on YouTube I have to watch after the fact because to watch it 1x. Some of the stuff I just can't do. I watched 2x. I even watched Cobra Kai in 2x. I watch everything in 2x, which I'm not going to say is a healthy thing. But yeah, I always see people, even in the IRC, sometimes just join and then go away. I don't know why. I will say could be just connection issues because IRC, and some browsers. I'll say this: some browsers I think do like refreshing, where if you don't hit refresh, I think every now and then I think some browsers just do refreshing, which I will tell you now. If browser did that to me, I'll go crazy on that thing. Okay, uh, no Google I/O uh, link because I mean there's nothing there. There's nothing. That was literally maybe the worst first day of Google I/O I think I've ever seen in my existence. To me, it was just that bad. It was that boring, mundane. That's where I'm looking for mundane, unbelievably non-spectacular. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. So it really did suck. Um, which I'm shocked about. I really am. Unless either they're saving stuff for a different day or they really just only care about the devs. But I'll say the couple devs I heard of today talking about it basically said the same thing, you know, that there was really nothing spectacular. And a couple of them, they even asked, so is there anything that you didn't hear about that you wanted to hear about? And like, and that was, I want to say Android police. And even the devs were like, I don't know what I wanted to hear about, which is a very honest thing to say. Let me see how much this OTTTD cost again. I want to say it was 6.99, but I want to guess. 6.99. I believe I got it at a dollar, which for a dollar, it's kind of hard to pass up. I will say that's one of the things I like, which is very smart of them. When an app goes on sale, it shows you the app price, but it also, it like shows you what the original price is going to be. So you can see 99 cents. Oh, normally 6.99. That's genius. I will say also it will sometimes tell you, sale expires in X amount of time, like 2 days or 20 hours kind of thing, which is just another way to give you that, oh, maybe I should get it. Maybe I should get it, which is just genius. These Librem things, I'm not going to lie. ah, if it was a touch lower, I think I would pay for it because I know I need, quote unquote, need a good VPN service. Uh, just because every now and then, there are things that I'm doing that uh, I know that the US government might not be completely in favor of, even if it's just, downloading YouTube content. There's always stuff we do that other people don't like us doing. But this is the free and open public internet where we still have a large amount of power especially compared to people who don't take the time to, look, listen, and learn, and instead just sit there on Facebook scrolling up indefinitely, or Twitter just scrolling up indefinitely. People who actually take some initiative to learn stuff. There's a lot out there, man. Librem Tunnel. That's the one that I thought was interesting. I don't know if I like their names. Libram. Yeah, it's just confusing to people, and if people hear somebody audibly say Libram, I don't think there's a guarantee they're gonna know how the hell to spell it. And their website, PURI.SM. That ain't easy. That just doesn't roll off the tongue. I tell you what. We're gonna put in here the $7.99 is the price to the Librem One service. We gotta have at least some price there. Technically, all the apps are free, but the service costs money, and that's the whole thing, man. It's that trade off. You know, the question is are we going to have a social network or a service out there that's literally going to be able to maximize so much stuff that they'll be able to literally offer us money to be on the network? I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, the one of the earliest old school rumors was Google devices will be so highly optimized at you capturing your data that you could get their devices for free with the agreement that you're giving them access to your gyroscope, your GPS, your contacts, blah 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 blah. That never happened. Instead, nearly $1,000 phones. Well, that didn't go the way we thought it was. But nobody's perfect. I really do like when I am able to have too many apps for a show, any show. I want to say it was Johnny Carson who said it. Like, if you have to pick to leave stuff out, then you feel more confident that what you have is of a better quality. AKA, the cream always rises to the top kind of thing. I think there's some truth to that. I just like the idea I don't have to try to stretch out talking about one app for 20 minutes just because, oh, I only got two more apps left. 'Cause let me tell you something, I pass on a lot of apps. This week alone, at least 20 apps I ran across, and it's like, no, no, I don't think so. This looks like garbage. Hot, sweaty garbage. So RPG Generator was free too. I like bringing free stuff. Copy image. 14, 15 apps or 15 links. That's good. That's dang good. I still laugh at people that bring one app to a show and they consider oh, it's so hard to find an app. Yeah, sure it is. I'll buy that for $1. Copy image. That's all of them. 15. Yep. Okay, so I did not bring Rusted Warfare. Good name. Good name of an app. Oh yeah, I gotta do the intro part. And I'm still recording audio. Genius. Genius, I tell you. Oh, okay. Where's the roll? This week on Android App Addicts 537, Google I/O is a complete snore. Purism puts out a suite of applications focusing on privacy. Everybody needs a little bit of JUJU. That and much more this week on Android App Addicts. That's the best you're going to get either. Okay. So let's first do this. Okay. Let's select all. We got to get rid of all that silence or what should be silent. Good, good, good. Okay, so put the cursor right there, and then zoom out, and then zoom in, and highlight there, and now we're going to de-amplify all the stuff after I ended the show, before I did the preview. De-amplify, repeat, 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 repeat. And I know there's a quicker way. But I know that way works. And that's the way I've always done it. I hate when people say that. Oh, I hate when people say that. Okay. We're going to de-amplify that as well. Because now I do not want to have too many high parts of the audio, or else when I do the compression, it will not be optimized, is the word I'm going to use. Oh, that looked like was it a snap of my lips? I guess. I will say, I listened to an old Linux for the Rest of Us, episode 34. 'Cause back in 2011, I want to say I mentioned Freedom Box, because I was going to mention it on a recording of Linux for the Rest of Us. And I said, well, let me see the first time I mentioned Freedom Box. Let me go back and listen to it. Oh my Lord, the lip smacking was crazy. I can't believe Steve C didn't completely have like a blitzkrieg, like panic attack. The lip smacking was so bad. Oh, it was so bad. Save project as documents. AAA 537. Now I got to make sure I do the export right. Then I got to hurry up and copy the file onto my Nextcloud server, because if I have issues and I don't have a backup, whose fault is that? Oh yeah, it's mine. And I'd be mad about it too. Uh Register and map the drive. And let's come back here to Nextcloud, AA, audio, convert. Yeah, here. Oh, 537, right? Yes, 537. Okay, it's almost done exporting. Yeah. Okay, there you go. This was shorter than last week. I don't like that. I don't like that. But it is 537. Copy paste on the next cloud, and within seconds, it's at multiple places around the globe. Okay, so now we're going to come down here. Okay, yeah, we already have that. Oh, yeah. First thing we really got to do, we got to do this right, is we have to upgrade this video's description, which before I always thought I had to kill the feed to do. So I'm really happy to know I don't have to do that. So I come into gedit, do my big copy paste, and I find all /n and replace with /n /n. Then I search for /t and replace that with /n. So I take single hard returns, turn them into double hard returns with a spacer. Then I take all the tabs and replace all the tabs with line breaks, new lines. It confuses me. I'm not going to lie, but it works. Done it for so long, I know it works. Go into YouTube Studio videos. I think I got to go to live. We're 537. Edit. title description. Here's the trick I got to do. Now say links. Now copy the whole description back out. Make sure I have that. Aha, over there. Right. Hit save. Now, if I come into here and load the YouTube link, I should see, yep, Buttafuoco, all the apps. Okay. Now we have to upload the better quality. And whenever I record locally, I'm just the, and then I upload that video, it's always so much of better quality. And I know why, but it doesn't mean I got to like it. And this is the file I give to the Patreon people. And I'm so perplexed. I feel both ways about it. Part of me says, no, the Patreon people want all this extra crap. And then part of me is like, this is all useless crap. The Patreon people don't want this. So, and that's what I did, and that's what I've been sticking with. I don't like the idea of only giving away extra content to people who pay for it. I don't like that. So I make it so the people who don't pay for the stuff get just as much as the people who do pay for stuff. And there are plenty of creators in air quotes out there that call me an idiot for doing it. Oh, I've had more than a couple call me an idiot for doing it. No, man, you save your best stuff for there, then you make them pay for it. That seems a touch scummy. Maybe it's just me. So will this let me see the studio? How can I go there? Let me see. Click that. Nope. I'm gonna come over here. Let me see this. I think if I come here. Oh, watch this on new Raspberry Pi 3. That's very cool. I'm guessing you're not running Android, the Mac Geek. I'm gonna guess you're actually running Raspbian desktop is what I'm gonna guess. Well, I gotta remember where did I get this information at. I think I hit pencil here. Oh, not really. Okay, maybe I hit the gear there. Oh, getting closer. Maybe I go to details. Yep. Click that. Now come over here and I should see the tag cloud. Yep. Click the copy. Yep. Now let me come here. Paste. Gotta have the tags. If I don't have the tags, I'm not doing the right thing. Next cloud. Web. No. TTG. Web. Images. Custom thumbnail. Today. Am I going to get the custom thumbnail? I'm not going to get the custom thumbnail. Custom thumbnail. Oh, there it is. Okay, custom thumbnail. Video 537. Processing 67% done. 40% done. 40% done. Premiere done. Bring down. Bring down. That look good. That look good. Let me come back here. Let me look at this. That's how I get to the live studio. Okay, now I know. No one's half the battle, Yojo. That's good. Okay, so it's uploading that. This is still going on. Okay, so now let me close this window. Cancel that. Oh, cancel. Save. Raspbian desktop, yeah. I will say the uh, official Raspberry Pi uh, desktop with Chromium, it's gotten remarkably better. I mean, nearly insanely better. But I would still encourage you, Mac Geek, pop out that SD card, keep it as a backup. Keep it just in case I'm wrong. Because I've been wrong many times. Go to Armbian, download a version of Armbian, load it on that Raspberry Pi 3 with a desktop. Pretty sure you're going to see better results. Better, in general, better results. That browser on the Raspbian is really really good. Even though I can never remember the name of the friggin' OS because it's not called Raspberry Pi Desktop because that would make too much sense. And it can't be called Raspbian because that's what they call the entire distro itself. Pixel Desktop? I want to say Pixel Desktop is what they call it. And it's fine. It's fine. Don't get me wrong. Raspberry Pi 3 is a fine device. I will say the Rock 64. Ooh, man. 4 gigs RAM. I like. I like 4 gigs RAM. Okay. Bada bada bang. Bada bada bang. Okay, I'm going to close the IRC so I can load the editor up. So, guys in IRC, thank you guys for coming out. I hope everyone has a good evening and a good week if I don't talk to you in the IRC. Okay, now load the virtual of the box. Yeah, my head just really went crazy. Doesn't hurt to do. And I'm going to share the screen again. Let me first do this. Boot up the Tango Studio, which is just a great name. I'm sorry. Tango Studio. Okay, load up file, Podnutz, F3, 192, 168, 2. Okay. Yep, don't like passwords, so I make sure I don't show them because, that'd be incompetent if I did. Share screen, share, and then let me just wait a couple seconds, make sure it's being displayed right. I'll look into the army and mine's running Kane OS. Oh, yeah, yeah, I did hear about Kane. Based on Debian. I wanna say Kano was looking Kano is that, like, wizard with the, really pretty keyboard and stuff, right? I can't remember now. That was the project you could buy in Target. Kano. Maybe? Why wait for the streamed update? I'm really surprised at the amount of lag between the stream and the live. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 minutes. Well, here, and the greatest thing about trying different OSs on the Raspberry Pi is just get another SD card. I mean, it can't be easier than that. So that at any point in time, you can go back to it. There were people working on multi-boot SD cards. I don't want to say you don't need them, but I'm not sure you need them. So let me come into here, make sure that folder's empty. This folder's empty. Oh, that's good. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're only going to have my file, 537. Copy it over. Okay, now I have to do some basic noise cancellation if it's needed. Yeah, just swapping SD cards are glorious. Now, is that the Kano with the built-in little speaker and stuff? Because I love the idea of that. I honestly just wish it was a touch cheaper. I would have happily gave them my money. Let me see if I can find. Because I forgot to record my HVAC unit, which I know is kicking on at least a little bit. Kind of would help if I would shut up once in a while. No. Okay, looks like I'm not going to have anything. No, nothing. Okay, don't worry about it. Compress. We're going to use Dyson compression. Don't know why, but that's the one I like. Peak limit dB -18. Fast compression ratio 1. Compression ratio 1. Release time 0.25. I never touch the release time. Let it go. Oh, the desktop version with no speaker, gotcha. Yeah, well, that saved you like 20, $30, I wanna say, using the TV with speakers. I will say I am very impressed at how the HDMI, au automatically scales on even non-standard monitors like TV. I gotta believe it's partially the HDMI chip on the board, but it's also how they have the drivers on the card. I've only found a few monitors where it won't, scale correctly or display the right resolution. Very few. And I'll say that goes for most of the mini computers. Oh, yeah, that looks much better. Okay, now export into the incoming folder, not the outgoing folder. Export as OGG, because I like OGG. Export. Okay. Yeah, see, that's how I know it's a shorter show. I don't even have to look at how long the file is, just that the export is about a minute and a half. That's the one huge plus to doing shorter podcasts. Like, if I were to do 10 to 15-minute podcast, I could literally edit these things on like a Raspberry Pi type computer, and it would be, minutes at the most. Uh, when you do hour plus long single person won't shut up kind of podcast like I do, it takes a little bit for it to encode and transcode. Oh joy! And I will say I'm also very hesitant to ask people to share the YouTube stream or hit like or any of those things. So the simple fact I got 2 likes makes me feel good, uh, because, I don't, kinda like insist people to do it. 1080 at 60 frames a second, wow. YouTube lags at high, yes, HD resolution, yes. That's one thing I will say, almost all mini computers, if you try to do high resolution with high bit rate, the only one that I know works really good with almost any operating system is the ASUS Tinkerboard, but I really don't like the price of the ASUS Tinkerboard. I'm fine with, spending a touch less and getting equal results, but with a little bit more work. And it's export. Okay, now close. Don't need to save it. Go over here. Load up my Q tractor. Love my Q tractor. AAA. We're gonna delete all of them because that was garbage. I couldn't believe. I hate when I got to do that. But I'm gonna have to do it again because I'm not as professional as Mark and these other people. Okay, now we're gonna load clips. Just one clip. Nope, not that one. That one. Okay, bang. Let it line up. Now we just got to find the beginning of the show, which is easy because it's just me. Uh, that's definitely the beginning. Just one to listen to be sure. Cut right there and then drag to the blue line. That's why I put the blue line there. So I always try to have it in the same consistent spot. Now go towards the end. Oh, so this is going to be actually a little bit longer than last week's show. I don't know how that's possible. Let's go to the very end. Wait for everything to load. Everything loaded. Okay, now drag this back. This is all the stuff I zeroed out in audio. Looks like it's about there. Let's see this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds good too. I really like the level I have that clip at. Okay, so I cut there. Let's go towards the end. There's that. So go right here, cut that, delete. Now, drag this all the way to the beginning. So this is the beginning part, the beginning bumper, if you will. Now, Control A, Control click, just to be sure I'm going to do this. Okay, now here's the real question. Let me see how this sounds. I'm going to gamble. We going to gamble. Okay. I already know my audio is fine because it's my audio. Uh, export track. Here's the wild card. And once in a while, the split second this audio gets done exporting, my um like audio card might go on the fritz and not act right. Yeah, there are new boards that can do 4K easily, but the real question isn't can they do 4K easily. The real question, in my opinion, Mac Geek, is um um what number of formats can they do 4K in? Because some of them claim 4K. Then when you go look at it, there's only like two formats they can do 4K and fine. Um, the what I was doing the compression in was Audacity. I then save the OGG file in Audacity. Then I load Q Tractor. This is Q Tractor. I look at this as the arranging tool. This is the tool that lets me arrange all the audio. So in the top, you see the light blue, it's the intro sound. This is the intro Podnutz sound. That's the intro music. And then goes back to me. Um, this can do a lot more than Audacity, but in a non-destructive format, aka I can twiddle with all the knobs live and everything's instantaneous. There's no wait to load or anything. Every bit of the processing isn't done until you hit export. So right now it's doing all of the leveling, all of the compression, all of the capping of the audio, doing all of the fading in, all of the fading out. Because I don't know if you can tell in this purple line, there's a concave sound ramp right there. And it basically arranges all the audio, does all the processing to it, all the mutations to it, then exports it to a single wave file. So it definitely takes a little bit of time. But Qtractor has a crazy amount of VST plugins available to it that really can make it hang with something like Reaper. Don't get me wrong, it's no Reaper. Reaper is definitely more powerful. But this is actually really competitive, I'll say, but much more usable, much more easy to use. Reaper to me felt like I needed a college degree on how to use. Hey, hey, SCJ, how's everything going, man? I have MRP pinging me in Discord. What's he doing? Oh no, it was Stormwatch. If it's Verizon, they do screwy stuff anyway. Yeah. They set up they set it up to back up to Verizon rather than Google. Well, sometimes on Android devices. Wow, DoorToDoorGeek. And here I thought that nightmare had gone away the dinosaur. Now, what they were talking about was um how they, at least a couple of them, thought everything you do on Android is backed up to Google. It isn't. Hopefully my audio isn't messed up now. It isn't. You can, as soon as you boot up your Android device for the first time, if you do not log in to Android, then basically you will not save your contacts up to the cloud, up to the Google verse, if you will. So then you need a way to get the contacts off. And I was giving the guy a way to do it. Okay, now here's going to be the gamble. Ready? We're going to use a truncate silence. It works best on WAV files. Don't ask me why. If you try to do truncate silence on MP3 or OGG files, sometimes you'll hear weird audio artifacting. Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm worried about. This beginning part. Here's where all these breaks are in the audio. So the question is if we do truncate silence, is it going to make this more, you know, sounding logical without the pauses and breaks? So we're going to select all. Let's see, 109 total minutes. I'm doing the whole damn audio file, so it's going to take a minute. But this is one of the ones that only has to go halfway for some reason. I don't know why. 109. We're going to say 54. 54 minutes. So in an hour, 10 minutes, I'm going to say I had about 14 minutes of silence strewn in there. Going back to Connecticut. Oh no, you're in Boston. Going to Connecticut in July. Hopefully, it's a good thing. Maybe going to Connecticut for the holiday. See, it only went halfway. And see, it did minimize a lot of these. So now let's see how this sounds. Let's see if this sounds any better. Oh, crikey, no, that's what I want. No, man, I do not like not having a home button on this keyboard. I will say that. Fine. Now, let's see how this sounds. Nah, no, no. See, I'm gonna have to tighten this up. That's okay. I don't mind tightening it up because it literally takes that long to do. Let me tighten this one up too. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it definitely needs to be better. That looks fine. Okay. So now, how long was this? Oh, it's only 8 minutes of ridiculous silence. That's good. That's really good. I'm shocked. Okay. File, export. And here's the most confusing part. Ready for this? Export. I clicked export. I come here. I change it to WAV file. Hey, there's already one there. Let's double click it. A file name already exists. Do you want to replace? Yes, I want to replace it. Okay. Let it do its thing. Do the transcoding, encoding. Oh, you're going to another conference. That's awesome. SCJ. I tell you, man, be careful. Conventions and stuff, man. Once you find out that they're fun, they ain't cheap. Okay, so I export to an OG. I told it to overwrite, right? Told it to overwrite, right? Guess what? It didn't overwrite. It renamed this one to dash old for some reason. I don't like that. Okay, so now we have a 617 meg file. Let's do this. Let's come back here. Uh, this. Let me do Control R AA 537. I I reuse everything as much as I possibly can. If I copy paste or if I search my command line history and then just edit one thing, it, the fewer edits I do, the less likely for me to mess something up. That's why I like workflow in podcast to me is unbelievably vital, unbelievably important. If you have a consistent workflow where you literally copy paste almost everything you can copy paste or have an automated way to go through history and just edit, your likelihood of making a mistake is like shrunk down to near zero. Once in a while I misedit a show or I try to do something fancy and I mess it up. But most of the time when I stick to this simple workflow, it's good. And the good thing is all this is in a VM. So I can easily migrate this across computers. I have a copy of it on multiple computers just in case this computer dies. I love the fact that it actually gives me a timer too. That definitely helps with my sanity. Okay. Bam. 537. Copy. Paste. Give it a couple seconds. Oh, I forgot to check the YouTube upload. YouTube upload's done. Okay, so now let's go to Patreon. Click on post. Click on new. Click on video. Okay, we're going to first come here and we're going to copy the description. Yep. We're going to then copy the name. Yep. Then we're going to finally click done and then take the I hate u2.be links. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And then we put an ampersand feature after it, which I also hate. I think that's incompetent. Okay, edit post. Hate when I do that. Okay, so I'm gonna do is I put the link in the wrong place. Post title. Come back to here. Yep. Copy, copy. Now post that there. We're gonna make this Patreon only, early access, 5/12. Yep, Sunday. Everything releases for free on Patreon Sunday 9:01. Publish now. Published. Published. Okay, now close that. We can close that. We can close that. This one we need to re-bookmark this one. This was a weird app. What the hell is this app? Simple manager of user and system application. What? I forgot what this even was. Git is the simplest and smartest application manager for your device. Oh, APK extractor. That's what that was. Okay. Brain, I'm here. Okay. We can delete them because I copied that over. Log out. Okay. Now I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Come back over to here. Control 1. Fix the white balance because it gets horrendous. And I do that because I have to type in passwords. Yeah, don't you know? Type in passwords because I make sure that when I do this, it has the right permissions. Okay, so now easy tag. Yeah, I got to log into the website and stuff, so, you know. So let's first go to log in. Oh, I got to also log into the Patreon. Yeah. Yep. Log into Podnutz. One of these days I'll sit down and actually do the legwork and move off a LastPass. The only question is when. It's not that I don't trust them. It's just I don't like them. Don't like the fact that you cannot pay for it and not sign up to auto renew. You know, we all got to draw the line somewhere. That's where I draw the line. Clone. Cloned. Check. Check. Close. Edit original. Edit clone. Featured image. Copy. Featured image. Paste. Yep. Set featured image. Close that. Edit the URL. 537. Edit the name. Did we have a name for the show? Oh, crikey. I don't think we did. I'm bad at names too. Linked. 80 bucks for admission ain't bad at all. 200 for the end hotel. That ain't bad either. Yeah. Trust me, I understand. Well, yeah, but the bottom line is you're going to have fun at conferences and events. I so far haven't been to a conference where I was upset at the amount of money I spent because it was fun. You know, it's really hard to not be okay with having fun. Oh, we're going to do um a clickbait title. Uh, something Yeah, I had that Google I/O in the title just because. But I'm still gonna insult it because that's the way I am. Snore, Snore, right? Snore. Yeah, Snore Fest called Google I/O. Oh yeah, and uh more clickbaity stuff and free Google Home Mini. Oh yeah, that's see every like 5 to 10 episodes, I do an episode title like this on purpose, complete, unabashed. I think is the right word. Just clickbait, just clickbaity, baity, bait, daring, daring search engines to index this because I'll see anywhere from a 10 to sometimes like 30% increase in download numbers when I do scummy titles like that. And I literally do it just to show people, oh yeah, if I want, I can get more downloads. We're gonna fix these descriptions. I hate when it does that. Okay, so that would be backspace, shift and backspace, shift and enter, shift and enter. Oh yeah, that's good. Backspace, shift and enter, backspace, shift and enter, backspace, shift and enter, backspace, shift and enter. I don't understand why copying and pasting text into the WordPress editor would result in such, I don't want to say randomness, because it's not random. It's consistently inaccurate, is what it is. And that's the one thing I'll say with every CMS I've ever used in my life. You have to train yourself on how whatever editor it's using is incompetent. And I do see text coming in. I will check it. I gotta do this right backwards. I'm up to Librem Tunnel, Librem Chat, Librem Social, Librem Mail. Got to be close, right? Librem One. Over the top. And I will say during that podcast with Bill, they did kind of make fun of the name because it's not a good name. How to say that? OTTTD. Crikey. Okay. 537, 537, 537. Now we got to fix the ID3 tags. ID3, come over here. Paste, paste. Oh, yeah, lots of copy and pasting. Podnutz.com. No, no, we didn't do that. Track number 537. Genre, it's podcast. Comment is 0. URL. Images. Public. AAA 3000 by 3000. Load FileZilla. FileZilla loaded. Podnutz. Public. Yeah, any day we're going to get turned off again by HostGator for using too much storage. It's only a matter of time. Public audio 537. Oh, now we can also go into here, right? And say Patreon post, post, new audio, select audio file, bang, artwork, bang, title, AUDIO, paste, da, 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 copy description, badang, edit, paste, Patreons only, early access, 5/12/901. Publish now. Uh, duh, eh, but dang. Published to the Patreoners just about an hour after done recording, I believe. That's good. I'll accept that. Have you ever thought about automating this? Yeah, I have, but some of it can't be because there's a little bit too many differentials involved. A huge amount of it can be. I will say that, no doubt. If it's just me doing just my audio, it's easy to automate. But when it's other people and other people's audio, varying audio qualities, can't automate it. 'Cause I have looked into stuff like socks. Using socks, most of this can be automated. The editing part. Okay. And it's scheduled. Post. It's scheduled in Patreon. Yep. I think it's done. Oh, best conference I went to, second. Yeah, second OLF. Yeah. 200 bucks is dirt cheap. SEJ. Dirt cheap. Yeah, clickbait titles do work well. So yeah, here's the title in its raw form is what I'll say. Android App Addicts, 537, Snorefest called Google I/O, and free Google Home Mini. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. I'll get them to come out. Slimy places like Stitcher will be all over it, thinking they found something special, which of course they didn't. A very cool keychains. Yeah, and I will say the good thing about going to conferences is when you buy things from people at conferences, then you know you're buying from people who like want to be there. You know what I mean? It ain't looking like some random Etsy posting kind of thing. 11 o'clock. Goodness. How do I have more people watching now than when I did the damn show? How do I have more people watching now than when I did the show? That makes no sense. That's not crazy. That's not crazy at all. Yeah, it's perfectly acceptable. Have to teach you guys a lesson, like play some cat quest or something. I gotta see this calendar update for my kid's school. This is an important calendar reminder. Hartford County Public Schools utilized 7 inclement weather days this year. Therefore, unless additional modifications to the school calendar become necessary, the last day of school for the students, kindergarten through grade 12, June 18th. They're gonna be mad. Oh, they're gonna be mad. So mad. They hate when they find out school's longer than they want it to be. But hey, happens to the best of us. Try to make them understand that. Mixed success. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do like, I like pins more than keychains. I do like WebM as a format too. When I'm downloading stuff in, YouTube DL, a huge percentage of the videos now come down as WebM, which I'm fine with. Okay, I really gotta get ready for bed. Thank you guys for coming out. Uh, Mark should be back next week, so it should be back to a more regular show kinda thing. Alright, guys, thank you very much.